It is your girl, the one and the only Spicy, and I'm here today with another pick a card reading. For today's reading, we're going to be asking Spirit, what is it about you that triggers other people? I thought that this reading idea was fire, and I just felt like, my audience could also benefit from just learning exactly what these things are. Just learning different aspects about yourself that you may have already been aware of. So it'll just serve as confirmation. Or if you haven't been aware of these things, it'll just be new information. So that's amazing. I hope everyone is having a good day thus far, a blessed day thus far. I'm so grateful to be here, and I feel so amazing to be able to, utilize my platform in this way. Y'all, please make sure that you check out the description box for all of the amazing information about me, as well as how you could get into contact with me. I'm very active on Instagram, so definitely make sure you go over there and check me out. Give me a like, comment on some of my pictures, and even follow me. Follow me because I have so many amazing developments that are just taking place, and I really do not want you all to miss out on those things. So how this pick a card reading is going to work is you can go ahead and pause the video right now and come back and decide on which pile that you would like to choose, whichever pile, whether it be the artwork or the crystal that resonates with you that you like the most. You want to go ahead and go to the timestamps and click which pile that you essentially want to choose. And what it will do is it'll jump you straight to your reading. So go ahead and pause the reading if you need to. Go ahead and pause the video rather, and I will see you at your reading. All right, fam. So if you chose pile number 1, which is the amethyst crystal with the Arcanum tarot deck, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to be asking different questions, but at the end of the day, we're just trying to find out what is it about you that triggers other people. What is it about you? So like I said, I hope everyone is having a blessed day. And I really hope this this reading really resonates with you. I really hope it does. I'm just going to get some clarifying cards and we'll get started. All right, y'all. So what I'm going to be asking about, of course, are some qualities and characteristics about you. Now, the one thing I can definitely say about you is the simple fact that, you have like really good emotional control. You have really good emotional control. I feel like you're not someone who allows things that, even if your circumstances are dire, even if you're dealing with trauma or not so desirable circumstances or situations, that could be anything. It's like you just exhibit like a calm, cool, collected attitude about you. You have like the ability to be detached. Like you have the ability to be detached from things. So you're never too anxious or excited about things. You just have a cool, calm temperament to you. Now, another thing though about you is the fact that you really do have, you just really have emotional intelligence is what I want to say. And I think that just, goes in with my previous message, but you really have this really heightened sense of emotional intelligence. And I feel like it's something that you have consistently built up over time. So like I said, things that could potentially bother other people just does not bother you because you have a really strong sense of, you just have a really strong sense of just who you are on an emotional level. I feel like you're the type of person that knows what emotions are yours to take on and what are not. So if you ever had disagreements with people, it's like they may have been trying to manipulate you to feel a certain type of way about yourself, or they may try to manipulate you to have low self-esteem about yourself, or just being, just manipulative to try to control you, to try to have you see yourself in a less than desirable way. And some people, they love to do that. It's like if they can't it's like they try to cut you down within your self-esteem and confidence. And it's a simple fact that people can't control you on that level. It's like, if you feel a certain way, you're gonna feel that way, and people can't necessarily control you. And this is more so in a manipulative way. It's like a manipulation, and you don't really fall for the manipulation. It's like, you know what emotions are yours to take on and what's not. So I feel like this more so happens, you might be triggering people more so during communication. You know what I'm trying to say? In communications with other people who might be less evolved. And it's not to say that you're not a sensitive person. You really are. You know how to love another person. But when it comes down to your self-esteem, your confidence, your worth, it's like you do not easily allow people to affect who you are on that level. You know, you do not allow people to affect who you are. So this is something I feel like you've had to develop and change over time. I feel like you used to be a very reactive type of person. I feel like you used to be the type of person where it was just like when things went wrong in your life, it was just like they really went wrong. You know what I'm trying to say? You must have been depressed at a certain point in time. Like I said, dealt with mental health issues at a certain point in time. You just dealt with a lot of intense things mentally based off of your emotions and what was going on inside of you. And I feel like what triggers other people about you is the fact that regardless of what you're going through, you still don't ever give up. Regardless of what you're going through emotionally, you never give up. Even if you're not your best self, I feel like you are completely aware of when you're not your best self. And I also feel like you don't have any issues with taking time for yourself. If you know that emotionally you need to take time for yourself to get yourself together, to start to love yourself again, to start to care about yourself again, I feel like you have no issues with distancing or separating yourself. And I think that that's something that manipulative people or clingy people or people that just kind of want you to be all about them, that's something that triggers them, because you have a sense of boundaries, especially when it comes to your emotions. You know, you have a sense of boundaries. Yeah, it's like you're not really like, if it's about you, it's like you're not confused about what you want. You know what I'm trying to say? You might go back and forth in your head with thoughts about, you know, things that you could potentially do, actions that you could take, what feels right to you. But it's like at the end of the day, you're always going to choose you. Like if you need a mental health day, if you need a mental health week, if you need some time to get back in touch with your self-care, because oftentimes I feel like people try to drag you into their things. So at a certain point in time, you may not have had time to focus specifically on your self-care and on yourself and what makes you feel good about yourself. So I feel like whenever you start to get hints of, I need to back up, I need to focus on my self-care, you have no issues within doing that. And I think that triggers people, especially people who don't understand boundaries. Because typically manipulative people don't understand boundaries. They're going to try to cross your boundaries. So I feel like you have a good sense of, you know what I'm trying to say, of what's yours, and you actually love yourself. I feel like even here with this Ace of Cups, like I really feel like you love yourself. You love yourself. You finally gotten to the point to where you've exhibited self-love, to where you understand what is yours to take and what is not yours to take. And that's something that triggers people. So let's see. Okay. So you're just dreamy. You're dreamy. I feel like when it comes down to, you know, just different, like just life and what you could potentially do, I feel like you're really dreamy. I feel like you have secret admirers. There's always someone who is trying to talk to you, and it's probably because of the level of self-love that you're exhibiting for yourself. Yeah, and I also think that I think that you're like unattainable in a sense. You know what I'm trying to say? I feel like you're unattainable. I feel like there's multiple options. You have multiple options, whether you know it or not. Or there's people that that would like to take you out on dates. They probably tell you they want to, but you probably leave them on red. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's just a simple fact that like you're dreamy. People, they're attracted to you. They love you. They want to, you know, do nice things for you, but you don't be taking every single opportunity. I mean, you really will be like, I'm gonna sleep on it and I'm gonna get back at you when I wanna. Like that song came to mind. That song by Danny Kane, Sleep on It. Like, sleep on it. I'm gonna get back at you when I wanna. So you definitely be leaving people on red. You definitely be like, you just have admirers. You have admirers, and it's funny because it's just like at a certain point in time they just think like, you know what, let me just go focus on something and somebody else. But the good thing about that you don't take every opportunity. You don't get yourself caught up in situations where people could potentially just be trying to have sex with you and that's it. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, yeah, you could entertain those people, but what happens if you entertain those people? They probably just gonna want sex because you're dreamy and people love you. You know what I'm trying to say? They just probably want sex. So you really do dodge a lot of bullets by literally doing this. You know what I'm trying to say? Leaving people on red, you do that because it's like, this reminds me of the Aaliyah song when she's like, try again. If you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. And it's just like, they're never going to try again. So obviously they just was trying to come at you with the sex. So you have a really good sense of how to defend yourself, how to protect yourself. So you really know how to protect yourself. And you literally, I mean, sometimes it's to your detriment when it comes down to potentially waiting too long to act or to respond. But I feel like in this case, when it comes to just other people, I don't even know why love and relationships came up. I don't know. But in this case, when it comes to dealing with other people, it's like you have a really good sense of boundaries and protection. You feel me? So let's look at your, I don't know, I kind of want to get some, let me see. Let's look at your attitude. Let's look at your attitude and how you show up, like your attitude. I'm going to be using the Music Oracles card just to get your attitude. Okay, yo, I never get the Kendrick card, but you showing up as Kendrick. Become the cure, not the symptom. Dreamer. I literally just was like, you're dreamy. So you ain't, his head is on fire. It's like, that's just letting me know that you're really in touch with, spirit. Like, it's like you and spirit are one. You're very in touch with yourself. You're very in touch with your intuition. You're very in touch with just the higher realms and those higher faculties that we use. Don't demand, respect, command it. Yeah, like, I don't know what else to say. You just love yourself. You love yourself. You protect yourself. You understand what your boundaries are. You're not easily manipulated. And that triggers people because maybe they want to get things from you. You know what I'm trying to say? Maybe they try and get the sex from you. Maybe they trying to waste your time. Who knows? But it's just like, you don't jump when people say jump. And I think that really triggers people. You can be broke without being broken. Yeah, like, that's literally what I said. I was talking about you. Like, you could be in the most dire circumstances and situations, but you're still going to overcome those things. You always overcome those things, which is amazing. Even if you're not fully in your energies of creativity all the time, sometimes you might be creatively uninspired. Sometimes you might be, but at the end of the day, with the 5 of Cups in reverse, is like, all is not lost. You know what I'm trying to say? It's kind of that saying that's like, all who wander aren't lost. Something like that. All who wander are not lost. So something like that. It's a saying. It's a saying like that. But for the most part, it's like, you, regardless of the situations that you find yourself in life, whether they be favorable or not, it's like, you're going to keep on persisting and you're just not easily shakeable. I love that. I love that. I'm going to get you one more. And then we're going to move on to just what makes you powerful. That really triggers people. So you also have PJ Harvey. When in doubt, swim to new ground. That's you. That's you. It's like, regardless of what circumstance, situation, you're going to transform, and you transform because you love yourself. You care about yourself. You have self-love. So you're never going to sit in one spot. You're never going to sit in one situation and circumstance that does not benefit you. Jam with others, but remain the lead. Redream past lives. Jam with others, but remain the lead. So this is just you. It's like, yeah, you can socialize with other people. Yeah, you can be out, you can be about. But at the end of the day, you understand that you just gotta still keep it moving, even for yourself. Like, your life has to keep progressing and moving on. But yeah, you can entertain somebody for a little bit. You could go out and entertain people. But if those people start to become manipulative and try to get over on you, it's like, you know how to back up and be like, okay, I know me. I know me. I know myself so well enough that I know what's mine to take on and what's not, and I'm gonna keep going about my life. So it's not to say that you're standoffish. It's just that you have a very good sense of how to protect yourself and redream past lives. Here we go again with you being a dreamer. I feel like you're just very connected to spirit, and I feel like, if anything, you really have just a good sense of who you are, but even within your past lives, and understanding who you were in those past lives as well, and how those lives affect the current life that you're in right now. So let's get a sacred destiny card to see what ultimately these people are triggered by, what they're ultimately triggered by, and then we're gonna call it a day, y'all. All right, so y'all got 2 cards. Y'all got 2 cards. You got 2. You got 2. You got purification. And this is amazing, just with the sunflowers, and then also with the rain, and ooh, the bubbles too. That's cute. So basically, I just feel like you're very sunny. Like I said, you're very attractive. I feel like you're very, like, you get a lot of attention just because of how you are. So I feel like you exhibiting just amazing protection and understanding what your boundaries are is like literally the best thing that you can do, and having self-love for yourself, because as far as on your outside appearance, it's like, you really must be sexy. Like, you really must be sexy. Like, I'm gonna just give you that, but I'm gonna give you that because that's the messages that's coming. Like, but for the most part, I definitely feel like even here with this death card is like, you don't have any issues with literally clearing things up and transforming. Like I said, you don't really stay, regardless of what your circumstance and situation is. It's like you continue to keep moving because you're better able to let things go. Now, when it comes to people, like I said, with the hangman in reverse, you might really be leaving people on red, but that's a different circumstance. When it comes down to your life in general, I feel like you don't really delay on making the changes that you know you need to make, so that you can consistently move forward. Going forward, going forward, going forward. Like, this is you. Like, you literally are always moving towards your own happiness, and you're never staying stuck in the past. You know, the past could have definitely been a little foggy. It could have been murky, especially if you were dealing with people who were really manipulative and tried to con you as to keep you away from who you actually truly are. Or it could have been people that have seen who you actually truly were, but they never really motivated you to help you to get there. But it's like, at the end of the day, you cleared out the fog, and now you're going to continue to keep moving towards your ultimate happiness and what actually makes you happy. And you have the sun here, and you have the sunflower. So it's like you belong in that happy energy. You belong in the energy of, you know, just pure happiness and joy, and gratitude. So that's that, y'all. People are really triggered because you're that bee. But if you are a gentleman, it's like, watching this, if you are a gentleman, it's like, you're that, you know, I'm trying to say, you that one. You're the one. So that's it, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this reading. This was your girl, the one and the only Spicy, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. All right, fam. If you chose pile number 2, which is the rose quartz crystal with the Mystic Mondays tarot deck, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna be asking about what triggers people about you. Like, what is it that people are triggered by? This reading just is an amazing reading to do, and I'm just excited to see, you know, just what comes up for you. I'm excited to see what comes up for you. So first we're going to be looking at, you know, what are some qualities and characteristics about you? What are some qualities and characteristics about you? And then we're going to get into some other fun questions. All right, so the first thing that definitely stuck out to me is the simple fact of, I feel like you all aren't necessarily afraid to do things on your own. You guys really aren't afraid to I feel like you're just an independent person. It's not to say that, I mean, I'm not sure if it's to the fault of you being so independent that you push other people out, but I feel like when it comes down to like your morals, your ethics, your integrity, and just how you live life, it's just like, I don't think you're really afraid to do things on your own. I feel like you find happiness from doing things on your own. And I feel like it's something that for your soul and for your soul's growth, it is a requirement that you do things on your own because I feel like even work things too because it's showing up that you're a very successful person and you're someone who consistently achieves things and like you have it all. It's like you're showing up as someone who has like the full package. You know what I'm trying to say? Whether it's you have your stability together, you're working on your businesses, you may have a family life, you may have a partner, but it's just like you are the person who has the capability of living a truly holistic life, where every single area it's like things are going well for you, regardless of if you didn't think they were. It's like you have the capability to literally live a true, happy, fulfilled, holistic life. And I feel like all of this is based off of just you. I feel like your mental capabilities are like really on point and on fire. So when it comes down to making plans, when it comes down to strategizing, when it comes down to just figuring stuff out, like you really are an Inspector Gadget. Like, well, I don't know, because I think Inspector Gadget, I don't know if he really used to find stuff. I mean, he used to find stuff out, but it's just like, I feel like your mind works a little bit more like like as far as like an arrow. So I feel like you kind of have like Sagittarius type of energy where it's just kind of like it's about precision. You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't think you really be playing games with all the chit chat and you be doing all that goofy stuff that Inspector Gadget was doing. I really feel like when it comes down to you finding stuff out, when it comes down to you strategizing, when it comes down to you making plans, I feel like you have just a very good ability to do so. And these are things that you can do on your own. It's like you really can think, like you be thinking for real. You really be thinking for real, and you be coming up with a lot of just you be coming up with a lot of like viable conclusions. You know what I'm trying to say? So you would be really good at doing research. You would be really good at being like a detective. You would do really good at being an inspector. It's just like you question things that most people tend to miss. Like you don't really allow too many things to go over your head. You see what I'm trying to say? But it's because you spend time with yourself to literally work on your mental state, to work on perception, to work on these things. You spent time by yourself. I feel like this is a requirement and something that you had to do. Like I feel like this is something that you have to do because you're consistently addressing how things are working in your life. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like you just have a deeper awareness to things, but that's literally because you spent time within yourself and you spent time by yourself, especially with this hermit energy. I feel like it's something that you choose to do. You choose to be an independent thinker, so much so that you have the ability to really break things down and to build things back up. Or if life really throws a curveball at you, it's like you have the ability to, step back into yourself to figure things out and to plan and strategize and go about it a different way, And because you've been able to do that, it's like you've been able to literally pick up every single area of your life. You've been able to pick up every single area of your life. And that's the thing that I feel like people might be triggered by about you, is because it's like even when you're not feeling in your most empowered state, even if you may be dealing with issues of not feeling courageous, or you may be feeling, and the thing too is I feel like people have purposely not given to you. People have purposely not, if you're someone who is online, if you're a business owner, it's like people have purposely tried to ignore you, or people have purposely tried to not give to you. So it's like it'll try to make you feel bad about what you're doing, and it'll make you say like, well, no one's supporting me, no one's giving to me, no one's following me, no one's doing these things. So it's like they do this to try to hurt you, in a sense, to be like, well, we're not going to support you, so let's see what happens, good luck. Like, I'm trying to say, they want you to do these things so that you could fail. They want you to do these things so that you could fail. And then also when the timing may not be right, so you're experiencing this lack of support, and if the timing is not right for things to be on the up and up with you, it's like they're trying to, in a sense, get you to stop. I'm trying to say, get you to stop doing what you're doing, get you to feel get you to feel, basically trying to get you to feel like what you're doing isn't worthy. You know what I'm trying to say? Getting you to feel like you're a failure, trying to get you to feel like, you shouldn't be brave about this, or you should just kind of, sink back into safety. And sometimes when the time isn't right and the timing is off, you might feel, not as empowered either, because you're not receiving this support. But I feel like at the end of the day, just for now, this is just for now, is like the timing may not be right, but it's not necessarily the fact that you won't, become successful, or it's not the fact that you won't be supported. So it's just showing me that I feel like you all are probably business owners or entrepreneurs or self-employed people. And it's like a lot of what you do depends on income coming from other sources, coming from people, coming from entities. So I feel like, people really hate on that, especially if you have a good idea. They may not be wanting to support you because they don't want you to feel empowered, and they don't want you to feel like you can accomplish these things. But the energy is here. The energy is here. I'm just saying right now, it just might be the timing that really will mess with that, but it's not necessarily you and what you're doing. It's just the timing. But yeah. Let's look at how you live life. Yeah, how you live life is you really not in competition with other people. Like when it comes down to you, it's like you really will yield. Like you will yield. You'll be like, look, and people might take that as you choosing to be a loser, but that's not necessarily the case. You're really not in competition with these people. It's really you versus you. It's really you versus you. And that's something that I don't think these people really understand and realize, is like, you're not really trying to compete with other people. It's really you versus you. But you are a very inviting person. It's like, you do have the ability to listen to the opinions of others, but at the same time, if something's not right for you, you have no issue with cutting that thing off. You have no issue with being intellectually. That's why I'm like, it's something going on with you where you're just really intellectually smart. Like you're mentally on point. It's like you're just so precise with things and you're so strategic with things. But at the same time, it's like you're really not in competition with other people. While other people try to put you in competitions, the first thing you'll do is you're going to yield, because you just want to be like, look, bruh, competing with you is not my number one priority. I'm just focused on me being better than who I was yesterday. That's how you live. That's how you live life. You're trying to consistently be better than who you were yesterday. This card wanted to jump. There was a card that wanted to jump out of the deck, but look, it is what it is. Yeah. It's something going on with you where you're just really mentally, it's like I said, you're just so intellectually smart. Like, once you find a plan and that plan works and it has worked, it's like you continue on with that plan because you strategize and you realize that it works. So you rarely have any moments to where you're, even if you're afraid to do things, even if you have some fear or anxiety around things, it's like you don't typically sit in those things. You'll just explore the different opportunities. And if there's an opportunity that does not work out for you, you'll cut it off and you'll reroute and go in a different direction. You know what I'm trying to say? So regardless of your physical body, where you are, what's going on in your life, there's always some higher sense of just information. There's these downloads. There's just a higher sense of you following your intuition to where you're better able to kind of navigate life. So you're like a navigator. You strategize, you're precise, you're a navigator. Regardless of what happens, it seems like you're very flexible. You can think your way through things. And, people just might be hating on the fact that you're mentally sharp. They hating on the fact that you actually use your mind to change your life and to bring things into your life that are fulfilling and to cut off things that are not. You don't be playing games. Like, you really do not play games. And I guess people are a little mad about that. So let's see. Let's get some other messages with the cards. Ooh. So you definitely very similar to pile one. It's like you really are you're really just a loving person. You know what I'm trying to say? You're a loving person. There may be a lot of secret admirers, people that actually they actually truly love you. So regardless of if you're being supported, just understand that there's actually people out here in this world that actually really do love you. They vibe with you. They love what you have going on. and you inspire unconditional love from people, you know, and that might be something that people just don't want to admit. You know how haters can be? It's like haters at the end of the day, they love you so much and they hate you at the same time, but they love you so much, and it's just like you don't really fall for the okie doke with people, and you also aren't very impulsive. You do have the ability to be stable, which is something that people might not necessarily like, is within the fact that you can also use your mind to create stability. You don't just go with the wind just because, and I think it's because of this, you know, this love that you have for yourself. And yeah, as far as with, let me get some clarifications. Yeah, it's just energy of like letting me know that it's just like you have no issues with dealing with things as they are, and you're just like a, you just, if there was any word to think about, I would think about foundation. So there's just some type of foundation that you have the ability to create for yourself that I feel like a lot of people may not. You know, what unstable people are just going to be unstable, and it just is what it is. But I definitely feel like there's some type of, you know, unconditional love that you exhibit for yourself that doesn't allow you to take anything just because, you know. So yeah, it's just like the energy of someone who is just stable, and you just make things work. Yeah, I feel like that's you. It's like you play your hand that is dealt. You know, you play your cards, and you play your cards right because you're smart. You play your cards right. So a lot of people could definitely be just hating on that type of energy as it pertains to you, and the fact that you just exhibit very, very strong, you know, masculine energy, regardless of if you're a woman or if you're a male. It's just like you're the person who has authority and who can dominate your life. So whatever you say in your life goes, you know, whatever you say in your life goes. So let's get some energy as far as about your attitude. I'm using these music oracle cards. I really like these cards. The Billie Holiday card came out. If you're gonna play with your whole soul. You have no understudy. Sometimes losing beats winning. So this kind of refers back to this Five of Swords thing. It's like, you know, people, they might try to compete with you, but at the end of the day, you're really just competing with yourself. So people, in a sense, will try to call you a loser, or they try to make you feel bad about yourself. But at the end of the day, you just yielded because you don't have time for that. That's all you was gonna do. You're just gonna yield. You know, as far as you having no understudy, that's just me telling me that it's literally on you, and you understand that, and so that's why you carefully use your mind to strategize, to plan, to create the type of life that you want. I feel like you understand that if you want to create life, it's really on you. There's not going to be someone to back you up to do these things. It really has to just be on you. If you're gonna play with your whole soul. So it's just like saying that when you have an idea, when you do something, you're going to throw yourself into it. And I feel like that's why you understand the importance of going off and being by yourself, so that you can collect your energies and that you can start to apply your energies to the places in which it needs to go. So let's see. You also have David Bowie, never lower your mask until you have another ready beneath. So you really don't be playing with these people. It's like they probably mad, and it triggers them because you may not really show your vulnerabilities to people. So they may be hella triggered about that. And not to say that you're being fake, but David Bowie was a very, you know, he seemed to be a very charismatic person from, you know, the different things that I know him from as far as within his career. Is like he seems to be a very different type of individual, and people just may be upset because they don't really know who you are on a personal level. But sometimes people just want to know you on a personal level to try to pick you apart, and it's like you're not gonna let them do that. You know, cultivate strangeness and beauty will follow. Yeah, like you're just different. And this is funny because he's strangeness and this is beauty, you know, strangeness and beauty. So it's just the fact that you're different. Like I mentioned, you're just different. Seek the truth floating far above the moon. Yeah, you use your mind and your intuition to help you navigate through things so you can understand the truth. And here we have here with the Ace of Swords, you're also showing up as the Queen of Swords. So that's really what you're about. You're really about truth. You're really about integrity. You're really about the universal laws, especially here with the Hierophant talking about, you know, traditions, you know, and just higher thinking, higher learning. And then we also have the Hermit here, the Hermit card, which focuses on a period of study and being able to separate yourself so that you can go internally inside to study. Internally inside. Y'all, I'm done. You know what I'm trying to say. It's just, it's really all internal and it's mental with you. And I just feel like that's just something that people may just not like. You smart. You smart. I don't know what else to say. You're smart. You're a smart individual. And people might not like that. Like, you're smart. You're smart. All right, so let's get a Sacred Destiny. I'm going to get 2 cards because 2 cards ended up coming out in the I ended up getting 3. 2 cards ended up coming out in the first pile. So first you have Simplicity, as light as a feather. Yeah, this definitely reminds me of like the Justice card, because the Justice card has the scales, and then it has the heart on one, and then it has the feather. So I really feel like it's like it's just letting me know that like you don't really carry too much that isn't yours, and you're just focused on, you really just focused on you. And you could also just want to live a simple life, and that's why you just are led by the truth and the morality and the universal laws, because when you live that way, life is simpler. When you try to manipulate people, do this with people, compete with people, do all that with people, it's like life tends to get a little more complex and complicated for no reason. So I feel like you spend a lot of time just thinking about what you want. You spend a lot of time, you know, building up foundations and structure within your life so that you can have an amazing holistic life, because that just seems like simple to you. You just want to live the simple life. You know, you just want to live the simple life. And then we have Gateway. Yeah. Strangeness and beauty. That's literally the definition of unicorns. Like, it's strangeness and it's beauty, mythical creatures. So it's just like you're focused on just creating the life that you want, especially with the Gateway. It's all about your transformation. It's all about you stepping into unknown lands. It's all about you really stepping into those lands as you truly really are. And I feel like you just don't really have time for the chit chat with people and the things that people do, because you just want to live a simple life and you just want to be successful and achieve, you know, and achieve. That's really what you want to do. You want to be stable, you want to be successful, and you want to achieve, and you want to be the you want to co-create. But ultimately, if anything is down to a certain person to make your life the way that you want it to be, you understand that it has to be you. So look, y'all, it is what it is. People are triggered. You're smart. Like I said, you're smart, and you're just going about life in a different way. And it just is what it is. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I cannot wait to see y'all at the next one. All right, fam. If you chose pile 3, which is the Chinese Tarot, I just love the artwork on this deck. The Chinese Tarot and the Selenite Crystal. We're going to go ahead and get started. We're asking, what is it exactly that triggers other people about you? What are other people triggered? What triggers people when it comes to you? What is it? We're going to be looking at a couple different things, like some qualities and characteristics, how you live life, how you show up in life, your attitude, and then ultimately just what makes you powerful, and you know, and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get started, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, so the first thing I could think of is just the fact that regardless of if you feel this or not, I feel like people are triggered because of the abundance that is just in your life, or I feel like it's more so of pending abundance. So if you don't already have your material life together. I mean, as far as you having, money, investments, a big savings account, a big checkings account, you know what I'm saying? Like, or if you don't have a certain type of lifestyle, I feel like you're a person who you could potentially have that lifestyle right now. And y'all know the lifestyle I'm talking about. I'm talking about the millionaire lifestyle. I'm talking about the nice car, the nice clothes. I'm talking about you live in a nice house or apartment or condo. You just drive a nice, like I said, a nice car. If you don't have those things, you may have those things in your life right now. And that's why people could be triggered. But if you don't yet have those things, and it's more so the energy of it's pending, like it's coming. If the abundance isn't on the way, it's here. It may just not have shown up in your physical life and reality yet, but that does not mean it's not going to happen. This is something that people are triggered by. They're triggered by the fact that you are abundant. They're triggered by the fact that as far as within opportunities, there's so many opportunities for wealth in your life, whether these are opportunities and seeds. I'm seeing it more so as things that you've planted. There's seeds, there's things that you have planted, and these things are really about to give you the material wealth that you're looking for. And this is something that people just may not like. They don't like the fact that regardless of just the things externally that could really be affecting you, that you really will go figure out. You're always doing something new. You're always doing something new is basically what I'm trying to say. You're always doing something new. You're always trying to master something new. You may be learning new skills, learning new abilities. So there's just an era of newness in your life. You know what I'm trying to say? There's an era of newness in your life. The fact that you could be a very creative individual, the fact that you work, the fact that even sometimes, and I'm gonna keep it a buck and a beam, even sometimes they might see you as being lucky because they may see that you don't even have to work for anything. And honestly, sometimes you can literally be on your laziest day and you will get blessed. You can even be on your laziest day. You can even be like, I'm going to take a week off. I'm going to take a week off from work. I'm going to take a week off, whatever. But you're still going to get blessed during that week. And that's the thing that people don't like. They don't really see that behind the scenes, you really are planting so many seeds so that when something pops in your life, it's because of a seed that you planted and you watered it. And that's that. You know what I'm trying to say? So they don't see all the work that you're actually doing behind the scenes to get these opportunities. They're just mad because they think that you're abundant. Some people might even think that you don't even work for what you have, but here it's very apparent that you focus so much so on building a foundation. So that's why I said, if you don't have that millionaire lifestyle yet, that lifestyle is on the way to you, because it seems like you're a business owner. It seems like you're someone who has no issue with collaborating with other people, coming up with plans, coming up with money-making plans. And that's why you're about to be blessed, is because you've taken the time to plan. You've taken the time to take action. It's like Sagittarius energy also. You know what I'm trying to say? You've taken the time that you needed to be precise when it comes to what it is that you want. You've planted the seeds. You've watered the seeds. You're being patient. You know what I'm trying to say? You're being patient. You're really going off of a heightened sense of awareness and understanding. So you're doing some work with, your spirituality too, to help you within the pursuit of what you want materially. And some people are mad. They're mad. And like I said, even on your laziest day, even if you decided that you wasn't going to work for that day, you're still getting blessed. You know why? Because you took the time to get multiple things up and running. So the money is going to come, and the money has multiple avenues to make its way to you. The money has multiple ways to come to you, through multiple ways. You've opened up and created multiple ways for this money to come. And this is what people are probably mad about. So I feel like this is like your business owner, your entrepreneur, your self-employed. This is your pile. But it's just the fact that, abundance is coming. Abundance is coming for you, and people are upset about that. They really are. They really are. Yes. So y'all just got the bread. Like, if you don't have the bread right now, please don't even be upset with your current circumstances. That thing is coming. Like, it's really on its way to you. the thing about you too is like you never really stay stuck in any situations. Like you're always constantly moving forward. You're always moving forward. It's like your life and career. It's like anything that you ever really wanted. It's like spirit kind of threw you into a vortex, and now it's like you're fast tracked to what you said you wanted. It's like you're fast tracked. Like, you ever went to like the amusement park and it was like people that had to wait in line and they had to wait in the regular line for like an hour to get on a ride, but you was like, I'm gonna get a fast track pass so I don't have to wait that long because you want to enjoy most of the park. So that's what you did. You got a fast track pass, and now you're in the ride and in the line, and you done passed everybody else that decided that they wanted to wait for hours just to ride one ride. So it's just like you've just been fast tracked, and that might be something that people don't like. They don't like the fact that they know, give or take the next year or two, you could really be living the life that you really want to live. You could really be living that life. So you have the ability to really balance things in life as well. That's why I feel like you might have multiple businesses or multiple ideas that really inspire you. So you have multiple different avenues and ways that you could really get money, you know, and they may not like that. Very determined individual. I can say that. Very determined individual. So yeah, you're not really codependent. You don't really like to attach yourself to things that you know are going to mess you up, especially with the devil in reverse. So I could say, I mean, your love life, it might be a little like, I don't want to say it's a little dry, but it may be a little dry because you're focusing a lot on your money. You may not have that intense sense of like intimacy and through passion, because the devil card upright in relationships, especially in romantic relationships, it doesn't have to be all bad, because it could really just be like there's just so much sexual attraction, it's so much sexual energy flowing. It's just, so yeah, your romantic life might be a little dry right now, might be a little dry, but it's okay, because I feel like when it comes down to you, you're not about being chained and attached to something so much so that it could potentially be, based off of codependency and based off of, just bad attachments to people. Oftentimes everyone that attaches themselves to us isn't doing so for our highest good. Oftentimes people do want to drag other people down, and I feel like you rather just not really be attached to anybody right now or to anything in a way that it could potentially mess up your progress on what you have going on, especially with the Three of Swords in reverse. It just seems like you would rather just not put yourself in certain situations because you don't want to have to experience any heartbreak. It's not to say that you're, not trying to be in love or you're not trying to have intimacy. It's just a simple fact that right now, with what it is that you're working towards, you would rather not get yourself caught up in things. You would rather not get yourself caught up in really intense emotional things that could potentially mess up your vibration or mess up what it is that you're working towards. Yes, you're just a dreamer. You're a dreamer. There's so many different things. It's like the world is your oyster type of energy. And you're just an imaginative person, and I feel like you utilize your imagination, and that's how you're able to actually have physical coin, is because all the things that you're doing, of course, is coming from your imagination. You're working with a higher power, especially here with Heavenly Master. It's like you're working with your intuition, you're working with spirit to bring these things into the reality. So you're definitely a dreamer, very imaginative. People might not like that. But that's really how you show up in life right now. That's really how you show up in life. That's how you live life. That's how you live life. Yeah. It's just a lot of swift moving forward, progressive energy with the Chariot and then the Eight of Wands. Like, you really just, you have a target and you know where you're going. You know what I'm trying to say? You have a target here, even with the Three of Coins, with the bow and arrow. It's just like you're precise. You have a target, you know what you want in life, and you're gonna consistently move towards that direction. So like I said, if you don't have the lifestyle right now, don't be upset. Just keep moving in that direction. People are triggered because they know sooner than later you're gonna pop. They know that sooner or later you are going to pop. Sooner or later you're going to be known. Sooner or later you're going to live the life that you actually really want to live. If you're not doing it right now, it's on the way. It's on the way. So let's see about your attitude, your attitude. I'm going to use the Music Oracle deck. I love this deck. I just love it. I don't know what else to tell y'all. It's an amazing Oracle deck. All right, so you got two that came out. You have John Coltrane and Barbara Streisand. Take your solo, but give others their moment too. If you follow your own truth, there are no false notes. Find beauty in the unexpected. So yeah, y'all. I mean, a lot of you all could definitely be a little unbalanced because, well, just emotionally, because you've been working consistently and you may not know, like, when is this gonna happen for me, you know? So you do have to exhibit even more of a higher sense of patience. As far as within, you know, just continuing to move. But I see that there's forward moving energy. So it's like, you're not going to stop. The song that came to mind for you is Big Sean, like, Why Would I Stop? I think that's what it's talking about. Like, why would I stop? Like, you already are too invested. The energy is moving in that direction. So why essentially would you stop? If you follow your own truth, there are no false notes. So you're really doing this for you. You're really doing this for you. There are no mistakes as you continue to keep pushing and moving forward, and just understanding that your failures, that you can learn from those things. So just be a little bit much more balanced within yourself and give yourself some more credit. Take your solo, but give others their moment too. I don't really see you as being a self-centered, egotistical person. Like I said, with the Three of Coins, you don't have issues with collaborating and partnering and working with other people. So I don't really get that from you, but this is really just business minded. You know, if there's any people on the outside that's triggered by how you do things, they just might not be in this type of lifestyle to know, or they may not be integrated into the type of lifestyle that you have, or they actually feel like they deserve the type of lifestyle that you want for yourself. And it's okay. We all have the right to deserve and want what we want. But at the same time, these people should not be hating on you for choosing to live this life, because they could choose to live this life too. Okay? Fake it till you make it. It's easy to fool yourself, but hard to fool an audience. If you can't go right to the top, find somewhere else to go. So she's just trying to say, like, even if you know, if things are tough, you know, and you trying to get to where you need to get to, and you may not see the fruits of your labor yet, just keep going. You know, even if you don't feel the best, keep going. The fact of the matter is, people might want to see you down because things are taking time. People might want to see you down, but you can't show other people your vulnerabilities when it comes to this. You just got to keep pushing and keep persistent and moving forward. If you start to become, you know, very vulnerable when it comes to this, then it's like that could potentially mess you up as well and what you got going on. And you have all of this forward moving energy. So just keep going. Just keep going. It's easy to fool yourself, but but hard to fool an audience. Yeah, like, you know how people are. They always want to try to find something to try to say, oh yeah, well, that person, they just like us. And the fact is, no, you're not like them. You're not like them. Okay? You're not like them. You have too much on the line for your life when it comes to this money and what you want and the things that you're imagining and the power that you're working with to be just like them. Okay? You cannot be just like them. If you can't go right to the top, find somewhere else to go. So this is just saying, if you're finding some type of resistance when it comes to doing things, you might have to back up and reroute and go in a different direction, but that's completely okay. Rerouting is just something that we typically have to do in life. But just basically saying, like, you know, do your best and don't feel like you have to push and push and push, because you definitely don't want to end up doing something that is going to, you know, hurt yourself. You know what I'm trying to say? So just take it easy, and don't feel like, don't be hard on yourself. That's all I have to say. Take it easy and don't be hard on yourself. Now let's see what people are ultimately triggered by. What people are ultimately triggered by. We're going to be looking at the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck. I'm going to pull 2 cards for you. This is what makes you powerful. This is what people are ultimately triggered by. Oh, I forgot to say that you're also very creative as well. What people are ultimately triggered by: thriving and enlightenment. Like, thriving and enlightenment. Like, I feel like when it comes down to enlightenment, this is what I heard. Enlightenment comes from you being able to look at your life and see the self-limiting beliefs, the areas, the circumstances, the situations, the people, places, and things that are not within your highest good, and you have the ability to release those things out of your life. That's what enlightenment is. Enlightenment isn't you going out to find something external and external. It's about understanding that everything that you need is within you. But how do you figure these things out? This is literally by examining your life, looking at the things that make you happy and the things that don't make you happy, and then removing those things out of the way that don't make you happy. But also within that, they could be self-limiting beliefs. They could be a scarcity mindset, a poverty mindset, whatever type of mindset that does not benefit you with where you want to go. So this is probably why people are upset too, is because you finally got into a place of enlightenment to now you can actually be one with spirit and co-creation and actually go after the things that you dream about and that you desire, and you're thriving. You're thriving. It's like you really have a different perspective, a higher perspective on things. And giraffes are like, they're just really interesting animals. They're very interesting rather, but it's like you really have focused on developing your mental state, your high faculties. You've really, spent time really developing those things. So like your crown chakra, your third eye chakra, it's like you've really spent time developing these things to now you're at a place of you're just thriving in life, because you're understanding that life is what you make it, and it's really up to you. You've studied, you've went through, the issues that you needed to go through, and now you're at a place to where you have something substantial, and now you're setting out on a new path. And people know that you're thriving. People really know that, and that's probably why they hating too, because they know it's only a matter of time before you really start to live that lifestyle that you deserve, that you've worked for. That's why I say you deserve it, because you've worked for it, you've planted the seeds for it, you've paid the price for it. So they know that it's only a matter of time before it really hits and you're really living the life that you really actually want. So all I would say is keep going, keep doing you. But this is essentially what triggers people about you. It's just what triggers people about you is like you're really about to pop and you're about to have materially all of the things that you work for, and that's a trigger to people. So with that being said, y'all, that's all I have for today. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. This was your girl, the one and the only Spicy, and I will catch you in the next one.